Hi, George Davis here, and we are outside of Champlain Valley Union High School in February. It is pretty cold out here. Richard's in a t-shirt here. We're talking about laws, though. So, Richard, why were laws created, and why are they necessary in our society today?
Laws were created to maintain a stable government and to provide boundaries to society. Laws are a list of principles which keep citizens safe and under control.
Excellent.
Champlain Valley Union citizen and student. Today, we have one question for George Davis. Is doing what is legal and doing what is ethical the same thing? Explain.
All right. Well, it's an interesting question, Richard. Doing what is moral and doing what is ethical are not the same thing because, for instance, like, what is ethical could not always be what is moral. Like, let's say, for example, like, it's unethical to break the law, okay? So, let's say you have a son who broke his arm and needs to be rushed to the hospital real quick before, like, it gets worse, you know? So, it would be moral in this situation to speed in order to get your son to the hospital in time to get taken care of. So, it would be override the law in this situation, but yeah. I'm George Davis here in the science offices with Mr. Wolf.
Hey, George.
We're talking about laws today. So, how do laws protect our freedoms, encourage positive interactions with others, and prohibit harmful behavior, Mr. Wolf?
Laws protect our freedoms because, at least the laws that I can think of, are tools that prevent other people from infringing on my freedom. I can think of a law that says it's probably not legal to just attack somebody on the street. That's against the law. And if I'm that unwitting person walking down the street, I now don't need to worry about being attacked because presumably people don't want to attack because they don't want to break the law. Presumably. Next question.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf. That's very insightful. Thank you.
Wow, I was just going to my car. How do they do all those things? They encourage freedom because you can. It's freedom within limits, so that my freedom doesn't get in the way of your freedom.
Yeah.
We have to find the great Venn diagram of life. We have to find a way to coexist so that we don't collide. We get close to one another, and there's the boundary, and the law is the boundary. So I can enjoy my freedoms as much as is possible without getting in the way of you enjoying yours.
Exactly, yeah.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The people from the government. So, for example, the First Amendment gives us freedom of speech, and that prohibits the government from infringing, in most cases, our ability to speak or publish or accept.
Excellent. Thank you.
No, you're right. It should be its own piece of
Alright, so I'm standing here with Peter, and today we have a question for Peter. How do laws play a role in my ability to be an active, productive member of the working environment?
How do laws play a role in your ability or my ability? I think that they don't play that active of a role in my everyday dealings, but I think the framework that they set up in the background has really created the basis for how we all go about our day. So I think it's more of an unconscious thing that's built into you based on knowing what laws exist.
Thank you. Keeps me in line. Society.
Awesome. Thanks for asking. Rules affect not rules. Laws affect everything I do in my role. There is basically no role without the laws. So,
Thank you.